By, and when you're down, they pass you by. They are coming again. Why, election time, they will come, and I see them coming, trying to get my thumbprint. This is Sheriff Garland, I say what? More fire.
Ya waleta matam sanga Luxen ya waleta matam sanga Yabo
Odayo, oh what la die, Odayo, Odayo, oh what la die, Odayo, Odayo, oh what la die, what da 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 Odayo, Odayo, oh what la die, Odayo, what da 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 what la die, Odayo, what da da danyo, what da dang, God danyo, oh what da dang. This is the Black Pot, aka Coco Show, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we'd only just criticize to build and not to destroy. We are in the service of God and country. And my brother, my sister, today we have something very interesting to share with you. Please share this broadcast from our Facebook page, 3FM 92.7. You're going to hear some deep things today. Hear me now. Now let us start with this one. And I'm reading this from 3news.com, the most authentic source of news online. And it says, 50K Ghana cedis offer to a cocoa farmer by Galamsey to sell farmlands is too enticing. And this is coming from the cocoa board. I read it again. 50K offer to a cocoa farmer by Galamsey to sell farmlands is too enticing. And I read, the quantum of money usually offered to cocoa farmers by illegal small-scale miners, Galamseyers, is enticing and irresistible to the farmer. The management of Ghana Cocoa Board has said. Head of Public Affairs of Cocoa Board, Stephen Fifi Boafo, told Johnny Hughes on the Sunrise Show on 3FM Monday, that's today, June 19, that the cocoa farmer may not have seen in his entire life 100,000 Ghana cedis or 50,000 Ghana cedis. Therefore, when they are offered these amounts by Galamseyers, they are tempted to sell their lands without considering the effect of their decision. Now, my brother, my sister, we need to look at this in two phases. Phase one is this. Now, the Cocoa Board must understand what is called demand and supply analysis. Now, if something is worth what you offer, people might step back and say, no, we are not giving it out. But if it is worth exactly what it is worth, if the offer is worth what it is, certainly it will be given out, all other things remaining equal. What is Blakk Rasta saying? For some time now, cocoa farmers have made a lot of noise looking at how the Cocoa Board treats it. Cocoa farmers all of a sudden are becoming poor, yet they are one of the backbones of this nation. Cocoa farmers work very hard. They plant the cocoa beans, sit back for 7 solid years before they start harvesting anything at all. It is not called the golden pod for nothing. Golden pod certainly means gold in the plant form. Forget the color yellow. It is also telling you that if there's any gold that is planted, then of course it is cocoa. How many of us know the importance of cocoa in this country and to this country? How many people understand how cocoa has been able to put us on the map? How many of us understand how we even came by our cocoa in the first place? Arguably, we were told that Tete Kwashi brought us cocoa, and how he was able to bring it is all heroic. It could form a very solid basis for a Hollywood movie. Some said he swallowed it into his belly, just like modern day drug peddlers and smugglers. He smuggled it all the way from Fernando Po, today called Bioko, in Equatorial Guinea. Today, where he brought that cocoa from, there is not even a single pod of cocoa that you'll find there. All the trees are dead, all because of pollution, all because of oil drilling, and all because of the destruction of flora and fauna in the area. Ghana is heading towards that same curse. Can I take you through a little bit of history? Now, when Tete Kwashi went all the way to Fernando Po, the Portuguese are taking over the whole place. They were those who introduced cocoa to us right here in Ghana. The Basel missionaries, we were told, Tete Kwashi was working for the Basel missionaries. Cut a long story short, he went all the way to Fernando Po. That itself is Portuguese. And what did he do? He had to carry and also supervise over the cocoa plantations that they had in that area, the island of Fernando Po, in today's Equatorial Guinea. He saw how the cocoa grew so well, how beautiful it was. Tete Kwashi decided to bring it all the way down to this part of the world today called Ghana. Tete Kwashi himself was born in La. Tete Kwashi himself was a Ghan. So he brought the cocoa all the way from Bioko, as it was called in those days, Fernando Po. Look what he went through in order to bring us this golden pod tree. The Ghana cocoa is the best cocoa in the world. In fact, the weather conditions in Ghana are unsurpassed. Cocoa does so well in this country. The best cocoa in the world comes from Ghana. The Ivory Coast may be the #1 exporter of cocoa, having taken the lead from Ghana. But Ghana cocoa is the sweetest cocoa in the world, and everybody is talking about it. We must give thanks to the Basel missionaries, and of course, to Tete Kwashi himself. Today, my brother, my sister, if we went through all this to get the best cocoa, and cocoa farmers are now taking 50,000 Ghana cedis to sell the whole cocoa plantation so that people would destroy these trees and dig for gold, then it is most painful. But what is the government doing, the Cocoa Board, to be able to mitigate the effects of supply and demand? Sometimes the government has to come in with some restrictions. Sometimes government is allowed to come in and disturb the natural course of demand and supply. Those of you who have studied a little bit of economics, my brother, my sister, these are called government interventions. Sometimes demand and supply might not be the best way to go. And if government wants to protect a certain area or a certain industry, this is the way to go. Government intervention. Is government ready to give cocoa farmers more? Is government ready to make cocoa farmers sign a certain bond after they have been compensated enough to keep this? Or else, my brother, my sister, I am not the prophet of doom. We are heading towards Armageddon for our cocoa in this country, just like we saw in Fernando Po, today called Bioko. Not a single tree is there. All destroyed, all because of oil drilling and galamsey in that area. Today, that curse is going to follow our cocoa here. It's not every time we have to run after money. Money is not everything. Sometimes we have to think about the next generation. How many people follow money no matter what? Think about it. I'll leave it here. Government must act now.
Yabo.
Rather than making all the noise. Oh, 50,000, they have never seen this. Well, yes, we have heard about that. Can you make them see the money now? Can you come in with some form of intervention? That is what we want to hear. Or else, I told you, we are heading towards Cocoa Armageddon in this country. Next thing I want to look at, my brother, my sister, and I need you to come along with me, is this thing about Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson. I need you to come along and listen with rapt attention. How many of us have heard that Yvonne Nelson has released a book? And in the book, she alleges that she was impregnated by Sarkodie in 2010. And Sarkodie at the time was living with his mother. And he could not afford to take care of a child. Therefore, Yvonne Nelson was asked to have an abortion. And she took the life of a baby so that she could make a man comfortable. Today, Sarkodie is one of the biggest rappers in the country and even beyond. Today, my brother, my sister, after 13 years of an abortion of a child allegedly belonging to Sarkodie, Yvonne Nelson has decided to come out and spill the beans. I applaud Yvonne Nelson. You know why? If you must write a book about your life, you must tell it all or shut up for good and don't write anything. We were told that Yvonne Nelson was dating Sarkodie some time back, but many were those who brushed this thing because she was a silver screen goddess. Sarkodie at that time was only a struggling cocoon. Sarkodie at that time was struggling to be able to even get the microphone to spit his bars. We knew him from the start. My brother, my sister, Sarkodie at the end of it all was able to get his way. He had his way. When he asked Yvonne Nelson to have an abortion, that abortion was done. And today, Yvonne Nelson has decided to spill the beans. The beans have been spilled. Now, my brother, my sister, let's look deeper into this. Yvonne Nelson says in the book that had it been now, she would keep the child. But the child has been aborted. Today, the child would have been 13 years. Yvonne Nelson also goes on to say, her own father, Mr. Nelson, has never been in her life. In fact, she was actually rejected by her own father. She went ahead to also add that she didn't want to bring a child in the world whose father would also disown him the same way her own father disowned her. Is this enough reason to abort and kill an innocent child? Forgive us, Father. Listen to this. Now, Yvonne Nelson, having said all this, said that had it been today, she would have gone ahead to have the child. What is Sarkodie saying? My brother, my sister, remember this is 13 years ago. People change. People see the light. Many shall be those who will be ready to throw stones. Cast the first stone if you are without sin. Imagine Sarkodie 13 years ago. Imagine Yvonne Nelson 13 years ago. And Yvonne Nelson said their relationship was nothing serious. But she just liked music. And she saw the talent and decided to gravitate towards Sarkodie. Was it that she lured Sarkodie into a sex act? Number two, did she seduce Sarkodie? In her book, she says she got in contact with Sarkodie. And they started talking. And then they got closer. And then they had that doggy style. In fact, Sarkodie does not even like missionary style. He likes doggy style. So the doggy style resulted in a pregnancy. She went with a friend called Karen. When they tested it, boom, it was locked. And when she called Sarkodie, Sarkodie said, William said, huh? Huh? So when you say Auntie, please do something about it. What do you want me to do about it? She said, abort it. My brother, my sister, how many of us are going to take lessons from this? How is Sarkodie's wife going to take this? Yvonne Nelson has brought it up. Maybe she doesn't have too much to lose. After all, there's no man in her life. But we should also understand one thing. Yvonne Nelson has gone through hell. Disowned by her father. Had multiple sex with different people. She's gone through broken hearts. How many of us remember Inyanya of Nigeria? Look how he abandoned Yvonne Nelson. And now she cried openly in the media. Today, many are those who might cast the stone. But if I were with her, I would embrace her and show her love. And say that, listen, it's 13 years ago. Can we move on? This is a broken woman. There was a time we were told that she was even bleaching. She had to cry and say, no, I'm not bleaching. She's gone through a lot in the media. And the fact that her father disowned her. If you meet a man whose delicacy is doggy style, and you love the man, and it ends up in a pregnancy, Lord God have mercy, you might end up crying all day. If Sarkodie had accepted the child, he would have had a 13-year-old child by now. Maybe he would have called this girl, it would have been a girl, he would have called her Amabonsu. Who knows? Finally, finally, are you aware that the Ghana Armed Forces is short of fuel for 1 month now? The Ghana Armed Forces short of fuel. Can you believe this? Now patrols have come to a halt. Commanders are paying their own money from their own pockets to fuel Ghana Armed Forces cars. What is the Minister of Defense doing? Can you believe this? Now, if there is an insurgency in the country, we are all dead. That is the truth. Is this fear and panic? The Ghana Armed Forces for 1 month now, no fuel for their cars. All over Ghana. What is happening? Our security as it stands right now is dangerously at risk. Ghana Armed Forces, no fuel for their vehicles. But they have enough fuel to go to Ashaiman and beat people left, right, and center. Weeks after that, they don't have fuel to protect the nation against foreign insurgency and attacks. What are the security experts saying? Are they aware of this? Now, when I got the information over the weekend, I was blown away. That is why you don't see a lot of these patrols going on from the army. The few that you see, the commanders themselves are paying from their own pockets. Minister of Defense is sitting there. Minister of National Security is also sitting there. My brother, my sister, what is happening to the nation? Yet we are the first people to say, oh, Al-Qaeda, oh, Boko Haram, and we are going to America to talk to the Americans to come and help us patrol our northernmost border. Are we okay? Well, I've broken the news to you. If we are not careful, my brother, my sister, we shall laugh at the wrong side of our mouths. What a country. No fuel for the Ghana army for the past 1 month. What is wrong with us? And when you go to Ashaman police, they use